Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Trey, aka the Plush King. Welcome to another episode. I think this is number 3 with the overall series. But for today's topic, I wanted to go over 3 ways on how to improve summer sales on eBay, Mercari, or Poshmark. I know recently, back in March, my sales did take a dip from making $500 one week to $15 the next. Big dramatic difference from 1 week to the next. But we'll go ahead and talk about that later on during the podcast and cap the show off with maybe a little eBay fun fact of the day. But let's go ahead and get this show started with your boy.
But you make me feel crazy. We were so close, you was never my baby. Fucking all these hoes when I know it won't save me. Blowing up my phone every time you feel jaded. You ain't that impressive.
So for the first topic I wanted to go over is oversourcing. I know a lot of people like to oversource. I know I'm no angel myself. It is fun, but lately I've been putting my foot down and really putting a budget to my spending, which typically is $20 to $40 a week. It used to be $20 to $30, but recently I just picked it up to $40 because sales have been a little bit better, and with my listing and everything's just working out. So if sales are going good, I usually go to Marshalls, Ross, or Burlington. If sales are dragging or nothing's really moving that week, or I need a little boosting, I'll go to the thrift or I go to Goodwill, and that's basically my little price range over there. So one thing I've learned in my 6 months, or in my past 6 months with eBay, is putting all my eggs in one basket or in one niche. So what I mean by that is, when I first started, I was putting all my eggs on plush. I made a couple sales during Q4. Well, I actually made a good amount of sales during Q4 with plush animals, and I thought that was gonna be my thing. I thought that was gonna be my money makers, which they were. I like to call them my little haymakers. I was getting $10, $20, $15 here and there. But when I first started, I was a bit skeptical and nervous how eBay worked. So I started with stuffed animals, which were low cost, easy to ship, and quick to list. So I found myself making quick sales at a $10, $12 margin after the first few weeks. I thought everything was going good until the death piles came. I made a couple good I made a good couple sales, made a little profit, started seeing the PayPal go up. I wasn't being smart with my money. I wasn't making good decisions. My risk and my research wasn't there. So items, for example, I had committed to over 100 Beanie Babies at $200 at a pawn shop, which, again, I really didn't do my research in plush, and this is what I get. So again, I committed to 100 Beanie Babies at $200 at a pawn shop that were probably worth anywhere from $75 to $100 or $120, if anything, after fees. With that being said, I learned you can't learn to swim without jumping into the water. So bottom line for tip number 1 is stop oversourcing. Start making a budget for this week or for this month at $20 every week or $60 for the month, and see how that goes. So it's a formula that worked for me. Can I invest $20? Is this formula for me? Is this, this month, can I expect $80 to $150 in return in the next week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2 months? You got to start asking yourself these questions, whether it be with the trends, or whether it be when you're in Goodwill, whether you be at Walmart, Target, like you got to start asking yourself these questions before you start buying, because in the long run, it saves you money, and that opens up bigger doors for bigger and better investments and bigger and better returns. So you got to look at it that way. Make a budget, $20 to $30 every 1 week, or maybe maybe you have to do $20 to $30 every 2 weeks, or maybe you have a bigger margin. You can make $100 every week. $100 every week is really good, but are you bringing in? Are those $100 coming back faster? Are they coming back faster than you're spending them? So you got to start asking yourself questions like that. That's what I'm trying to get at. So for the second tip for this podcast is trends. Recognizing trends before they happen are essential for any reseller. The advantage of not only becoming the market, but becoming the plug for the hottest sneaker, whether it be for the hottest toy, collectible, clothing item. It just varies, for that specific time, moment. For example, the Selena Stripes cups were available in South Texas, where I live, and were very limited in supply. Knowing how iconic she is in my surrounding area and the major impact she had in the Hispanic culture was a huge advantage for the surrounding stripes I live by. So they're basically on every other block. Recognizing the trends with the Selena bags from the weeks before when they went on sale at H-E-B with the limited supply. I know there was lines all the way to the end of the door, so those were listed like at $100 to $300 to like $60. It's just I don't know, like it was they only cost $2. So if they were going for that much on the market from when I had started or from when I had saw, then why wouldn't the cups be just as more valuable? So so in the top 3 trend items of the week, which surprised me, but which also made me, hold on, let me go with that. It was one of the top 3 trends of the week that week when the Selena cups came out. It was in the top 3. Like I think it was number 2 or 3. And like again, that's how I knew. I was like, damn, like these bags just dropped, like not even like the day ago, and look how much they're going for. So, that really woke me up to the reselling game and how it was working and how it played and how people were, were there first in line. I heard a lot of stories with the whole deal. So, I liked it. I liked the way, the hustle, like, you being up early in the morning at 6 in the morning to be the first one in line, or maybe the fourth person in line, and start asking questions. Can I take the box that it came in? Can I take any memorabilia that has like Selena's face on it? But I'm just using that as an example. Rest in peace, Selena, by the way. So, whenever I got those Selena cups, those really brought in me money. I think I spent $12 for the set of 4, and I was bringing in $40 for each pair. So that wasn't too bad. Those really helped my rankings up and my sales up on my listings, because I put those on auction, and since they were so in demand at the time, I was really smart, and instead of putting it buy it now and competing with other people's prices, I was putting it at like a 99-cent auction, and it was just little by little playing itself out, working itself out. So within hours, it was back to like $15, $17 from 99 cents. So I thought that was really cool. Like, every time people were bidding on it, all my other listings were going up in rank, because people were interacting with my listing. And so, and it was just not one listing. It was like 2-3 listings at a time. So things were just flying off the shelves. Like, all my listings were just like shoes and whatnot. Like, everything was just flying off the shelf. Like, god dang, like it was Q4 again. Like, I made like $500-$600 that week. So, and I specifically think it was the Selena cups, to be honest with you. It was the auctions. I know for a damn fact it was. Because stuff wasn't moving before that. And then right when I started doing that, like all my other stuff started going. So, yeah, if there's one tip I could tell you on that, it's that. So it not only helped my sales up and my listings up, it helped on my search rankings on the auctions I was running, and I'm bringing in for eBay. I was bringing in more money. The interaction with the eBay buyers putting bids was very pivotal, especially when the auctions ended. Sales were still trickling in. So bonus tip number 2.5 is don't sleep on auctions. Learn the items that bring in value and have worth. So while items are in high demand, don't be afraid to list for limited quantities. Like don't be afraid to list high on limited quantities. Hashtag trends matter before they happen. That's bottom line in eBay reselling. Trends matter before they happen. So if you can recognize a trend before it's gonna happen, let's for example, let me give you an example for next year. Exactly. That's the example. I'm already looking up for next year. Like I'm looking at that toys that are going to be releasing next year. I'm looking at movies that are going to be releasing at the end of the year or maybe next year. Like that's my way of thinking. Like I'm like, okay, how can I get that item? How can I get the most rarest item out of that one? So how can I get the most exclusive toy? For example, the Winnie the Pooh movie. What is it? Christopher Robbins or whatever, or I don't know what his name is. Okay, well let's use that movie for example. How can I get the most exclusive toy for that movie? Why? Because it's a kid movie and people are going to be buying Winnie the Pooh stuff because Winnie the Pooh movie is going to be coming out, right? So you want to be there when the shelves stock up with Winnie the Pooh. All the newest Winnie the Pooh items for the movie is going to be coming out. So you want to get the item that has the most, the least quantity. You don't want to get Winnie the Pooh because Winnie the Pooh is going to be the most oversaturated. So you want to get Christopher Robbins. I don't know. You want to get the little kid, his toy maybe, or you want to get Eeyore, or maybe Tigger only comes out for like 5 seconds, and his 5 seconds is the best 5 seconds of the movie. You know what I mean? Like he makes the movie the funniest part of the movie. So. And they make a toy out of that scene, and the only toy that carries that scene of Tigger is Target. Let's just say that for example, it's a Target exclusive, or it's a GameStop exclusive, or it's a Box Lunch exclusive, or it's an Amazon exclusive. You kind of want those. You don't want the ones that are oversaturated. You don't want like for the example for the Incredibles. You don't want the Incredibles, the dad. For Incredibles 2, the dad is the most. If you look at the toy section, the dad is the most replicated toy in the section because he already had his movie from part 1. He already had his 10 Seconds of Fame from part 1. So they're not going to really use him or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I'm just going by speculation. It already came out. Go ahead and go check that out. But like when I was checking out the toys, Elastic Girl was the most replicated production toy there. The ones that were real limited were Edna, were Screenslaver, which is the villain, which were what else? The little kids like Jack and Dash. They were all limited in toy supply, so you got to be looking at that. Which other one was real limited? Violet, the girl, she was real limited. I know when I went to go look for her toy, I went to 5 different toys and I could not, or 5 different stores, and I did not find one of her toys. Why? Because I think there was only one of her toy in every box, or it might have been 2. I might be wrong. I'm not too sure because I wasn't there when it was shelved. But sometimes I'm there when they're freshly shelved, and sometimes I catch it. Like, oh, okay, they only came with 1. That's why he only came with 1. What is it? The Minions 3. Like the Minions 3, there's toys are on the shelves right now, and I've been looking at them, and there's already some gone. Like, that's like next month. So you kind of want to be there, or you kind of want to be timing it and calling in like, hey, have the toys came in yet? That's just toys. I mean, this goes for everything: shoes, clothing. This goes for glasses, sunglasses, sandals, shorts, like AC/DC exclusive swimming trunks, like Supreme. Over Pokemon polo shirt, like goddamn, like, stuff like that, like you have to be looking out for that, like Mortal Kombat over goddamn Sonic collab, or like example, the Sonic Puma shoes, those came out, those were super hot. I think they were going for 1,000. One another tip to be looking out for a bolo is the Dragon Ball Z shoes, dude. Those are like hands down going to be the hottest shoes coming out like within November. Like all year they're dropping out. They're all year they be dropping. So you have to be like doing your research and like, okay, which Dragon Ball Z shoes is coming out, and how can I get it? Should I be looking into bots? How do bots work? How do I pay for a bot? Is it safe? Am I going to get a shoe? How do I make an account? You have to like. There's little things that work out, like that have to play itself out before you can get to that answer. So before you can get to your answer, you have to do your research, and before doing your research, you have to do your homework. So, tip number 3. So for the third and final tip of the episode is time. Time is the most important asset to any reseller, to any person in general. Why? Because it is the only thing in life that we cannot have back. It is the only thing in life we cannot turn back. We can always look back, but we can never go back. We can find out the future maybe, which is cheating, which I don't really believe in because, I believe in the future, but I don't believe in the whole cheating. So just know, again, time is the only thing in life we can't have back. No, the girl I asked to homecoming junior high isn't going to say yes, or I'm magically just going to have a record deal because I started making songs last night with my friends and started rapping, and, I'm entitled to music because my friends think that I'm good. The same ideas apply to reselling. You're not going to find the off-white Nikes at Burlington or at Ross or at the flea market, maybe at the flea market, but guess what? I'll find some Charles Barkley's or some Sean Kemp's, or some Bo Jacksons to flip around to get the cash that I need to get a pair that I want. So it's about readjusting your financial stability to a point where it's not about how much money you have or how much money you make, but really how much money you spend. So maybe going to sleep early on Friday night while everyone is having drinks and partying and posting selfies on Facebook and Instagram, talking about how the Cavs gonna take Game 7, and it's just not gonna happen. You just cannot make money where the effort isn't put. So maybe waking up at 5 a.m. for garage sales on Saturday morning can benefit you in your budget, and maybe even increase your budget by you heading to the flea market at 8 a.m. You know what I mean? Or 7 a.m. before the church crowd gets there, or before the the reseller pickers get there. It's what works best for you. I don't know, I don't have all the answers, I don't know what works for you. I don't know the level your motivation is, I don't know you. Only you know you. So depending how much ambition you have or how much willingness you have to make, that's the person that you have to ask yourself. How much willingness, how much effort am I going to make to those $1,000 this month after fees? So you're going to have to make $2,000. So if you have to make $2,000, how much effort am I going to have to put in? Like, how much picking am I going to have to put in? Am I doing enough research? Not research. Am I doing enough resourcing on the weekends? Am I making the right decisions? Am I making those $20 really bring in $20? You know what I mean? So are those $20 bringing me in $200? You know, it can happen. I've made $200 on 2 items. So, and again, they only cost me like $2-3 each. So it just depends. You have to, only you know, you know? Only you have to find. I don't know where you live. I live in an area where I can find those items. Why? Because I live so close to an area where the trade market is really nice and really good and really abundant. You know, there's a lot for everybody to go around. You know what I mean? So the days I don't go, or the weeks I don't go to the flea market or the Goodwill or to Ross, like, it's okay. I'm not, you know, other people are learning. I'm not here to, you know, to say like, oh, you know, don't go to Ross, or I'm not going to say like don't go to Ross because I go to Ross on Saturdays, you know what I mean? Or like don't go to Burlington because I go to Burlington on Sundays, you know what I mean? Or don't go to the flea market on Tuesdays because I go to the flea market on Tuesdays. I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you everything I go. I'm going to tell you everything I do. It's not, there's no secret behind it. It's either you do it or you don't. Like, I don't know, there's no secret formula. There's no answer. There's not one answer that's going to answer everything. You know what I mean? And again, you don't want to be oversourcing just because it's Friday and you just got paid. Do your research when flipping items online. Buy within your budget. List those items quick and watch your money grow.
I'm one of a kind. I'm ready to fly. I'm ready to die. You ain't that impressive. Listen, baby, just coolin'. Coolin' like this dressing with my niggas just coolin'. Stuck in my depression, never figured it out. Never changed with the flames. Take one step and you out. Let it play through your day. It's your boy from the south. In the days, every day, loaded up and we out. Cause we cool like that. Cause we cool like that. We was cool like that. Why'd you do me like that?
It's your boy Trey, a.k.a. The Plush King. That was another podcast for y'all resellers. So whatever you have, just make sure you put in and do your part. Get out of the house, stay focused, and get you some money. You know, make sure y'all follow me on Insta, Plush King, The Plush King, double G. You know, The Plush King, double G. Or you can find me on Twitter, on YouTube. On Twitter, I think I go by Trey World, TREA_world. So, you know, I'm finna make a Plush King Twitter account soon. So y'all can go ahead and finna follow me on that later on. So it's your boy Trey. It's your boy Plush King. Let's get it. I'm out. Deuce.